What's going on, guys? We're back at Riverside Family Fitness, and today we're gonna smash some chest. I'm gonna see if I can get you guys some tips and tricks to add to your own workouts. We'll probably use some bands today, maybe some dead stop stuff, so follow along and see if you can get something for yourself. We're starting the workout with some machine press. I like to start here before I get into any heavyweight or any free weight movements. This helps me get the shoulders warmed up, helps me get my chest warmed up, helps me get some blood flowing. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna get heavier and heavier as the sets go on. It just means this feels like a safer workout, safer movement to start the workout with. And from here, we'll move on to like some free weight stuff. But one of the things you wanna do is you wanna make sure the seat's not too low, because the seat, if it's too low, you're gonna get more shoulder. But make sure it's also not too high, because you don't wanna be doing like a decline press, right? So you wanna make sure it's somewhere in the middle. The other thing is, when you're pressing, as you see, my rep speed matters. So I'm controlling the negative, not necessarily slow, but in control. And then I'm powering through the positive portion of the movement, or the concentric. And then I get a nice little stick at the top, and then slow on the way down and press through it. Don't just drop the negatives, okay? I try to never drop my eccentric portion of the exercise, because you're still building muscle on the way down. So let's make sure we're controlling our negatives, okay? You're gonna see as we go, this is generally how I train, okay? So we start light, we start warming up, 10 to 15 reps, and then as the set goes, I increase the plates, okay? I try and stay at 8 to 15, anywhere in there, okay? Now, as the weight gets heavier, obviously my reps are gonna get lower, but I try not to do anything less than 8, especially on the first exercise, because I'm trying to still get everything warmed up and everything loose, and I don't wanna cause any injury or do anything like that. Plus, unless you're focusing on strength more than size, I don't really think it's necessary to go less than 8. You can go to 6 if you want, but you know, coming in here and doing singles and doubles is not gonna help you. So that was the last set of this exercise. Now, generally this is how my workouts go. The last set is my failure set. And the way I achieve failure, especially since I don't have a training partner with me today, is I did a double rest pause. So what that means is I went to failure with that weight, which was 8 reps, take a 5 to 10 second rest, go again with the same weight. I got 4 reps, 5 to 10 second rest, go one more time for another 3 I got, tax the muscle. And I'm ready to move on to the next exercise. Okay guys, so we moved from the machine press to the Smith machine press. I don't think there's anything wrong with Smith machine. I sometimes do free weight incline press, sometimes Smith machine press. People have a negative connotation when they think of the Smith machine. I think it's actually a great piece of equipment. If you're trying to break records, if you're trying to build strength, if you're trying to improve your incline press numbers, it might not be the way to go. But if you're trying to build muscle, it's a great tool. So anyway, we move to the Smith machine. Now, a couple rules I always see wrong with incline press. If you're setting your own incline bench, as you can see, it's set to the first hole, the first peg. I don't have the incline set all the way up or all the way down. Like if I do decline, it's not all the way down. One peg is all you need to activate your upper chest, okay? If you start going higher with the incline, you're gonna start getting shoulders. You don't want shoulders, you want upper chest. So 1 notch above flat is good for incline. 1 notch below flat is good for decline. That's all you need. When you see my arms coming down, they're not coming out flared out. My elbows are tucked in, and I'm coming straight down to about 90 degrees. I'm not touching my chest, because that puts undue stress on your front delts, your bicep tendons, your chest insertion. So I come down to about 90 degrees, about 1 inch off my chest, and press from there, okay? Again, control the negative, power through the positive, squeeze the contraction. All right, guys. So we're into the heavier sets now. Like some of you guys know, I had tricep surgery, so I can't go too heavy. This is getting heavier for me now. So to make sure I'm safe, but I can still get the workload, I've attached reverse bands. And the reason they're reverse bands, and not just bands, is because they're gonna pull up on the weight. They're not actually gonna pull down. Normally for a banded exercise, you would set them up on the bottom and attach it to the bar, and then that would create more tension on the way through. But because I'm trying to protect myself at the most vulnerable point of the movement, which is the bottom, I attach them in reverse. Now what that's gonna do is after I unhook the weight, it's gonna get lighter as I come down. This is gonna take off about 20 pounds. So as you can see here, I got a 25-pound plate I put on. This is gonna remove it at the bottom of the movement. So by the time I get to here, I'm gonna be 20 pounds lighter on either side. But as I push through the movement, it's gonna turn into a 2 1/4 again. So I'm teaching my body the strength through the lockout, but I'm creating a safe space in the vulnerable position at the very bottom. You understand? So this reverse band will help you at the bottom of the movement, but you're getting the full weight at the top of the movement. So you're gonna help your lockout strength. Drop set. The last set's always the hardest. So we did there, we put the reverse bands on. We got the most out of our chest as we could. Then when we were done, I think I got 8 reps. We strip the bands, strip a quarter, and do a drop set with just 2 plates without the bands. Feels different because of the way it loads, and also a little bit lighter, so we can get, I eked out 4 or 5 reps there. And now, again, I'm taxed, ready to move on to the next thing. I know this looks weird. I'm gonna explain to you why we're doing it. This is called a dead stop press or a floor press, however you want to call it. It comes from the powerlifting world. The reason we're doing it is a couple reasons. Trying to build strength. By doing a dead stop, you take the inertia out of the movement. There's no spring at the bottom. So you're stopping, elbows hit the floor, and then you're pressing. It's all chest power. So you're helping build strength out of the hole in a stop position. It's gonna help you build strength faster than if you have that spring at the bottom. Not saying you shouldn't do normal presses, but this is a good addition for lockout strength. Now the other reason it's good is if you have any shoulder issues, this will save you because you're coming down 90 degrees and then the floor stops your elbows, takes the strain all off your shoulder, and you can press with your chest. Okay, so there's a couple reasons why I'm doing it, because my shoulder, my tricep aren't fully healed, so this is saving me that way. But also I'm trying to rebuild my strength from being off for so long. So I'm taking the full benefit of this movement. You guys see me walking around drinking this. This is our HOSSTILE supplements intra-workout. A lot of people don't use an intra-workout. I fully believe in intra-workouts. That's why we released it as one of our first products. It's not just carbs. A little bit of carbs in here to drive other ingredients to the muscle. 8 grams of essential amino acids to help you stay anti-catabolic. And we have some other endurance ingredients like Pico 2. We have betaine to strength endurance product. All these ingredients together will help prolong your pre-workout. So a lot of people take pre-workout. They don't take any intra-workout. Sometimes you seem to fade halfway through your workout, especially like on a leg day. The intra-workout will keep you going strong all the way through the movement, all the way through the exercise, all the way through your workout to the very end. So, and not to mention, the main reason I have this is the essential aminos and the carbs together are gonna help kind of be muscle sparing while I'm breaking down muscle in the gym. We did our 3 pressing movements. From here, I like to finish off with an isolation. So we're finishing with cable flies. The reason I'm doing cable flies and not a regular machine fly or a standing cable crossover, I feel the tension with the cables on the negative, more so than on a machine, and definitely more so than standing crossovers. So, and then if I'm talking about doing this with a dumbbell, same thing. On the negative, I feel like I'm getting a lot of drop, whereas you have to have more control with the cables when you're doing the incline fly this way. So that's why I chose this exercise. I don't always do it. Sometimes I'll do dumbbells, sometimes I'll do standing crossovers, sometimes I'll do flies. Most important thing I didn't mention on all these chest movements is your chest stays puffed out. Okay, if you're one of these guys that's doing presses or flies and you're caving in your chest, your shoulders are taking over. So that's why you see my back is always arched and I always have like a really puffed out chest, because the more I can puff out my chest, the more I can flex it, the more I feel like it isolates it. So you see I have my back arched really hard on everything. Sometimes a little too much, you don't have to be that arched, but you do have to have your chest lifted, okay? Because as soon as you cave it in, shoulders taking over, okay? So on this movement, just like the rest of them, chest out and squeeze. Now, when you get tired, it's gonna be harder to do this. You're gonna wanna cave in your chest and use your shoulders because your chest is gonna be burned out. So it's incumbent upon you to keep your chest puffed out as you're going through the movement, even at the end when you're tired. If you're too tired to do this with your chest out, that's the end of your set. One of the things you see me doing on the exercise is I'm getting a little pause at the bottom. If you're wondering why I'm doing that, there's 2 reasons. One, I don't want the inertia of just springing through the movement. And 2, I'm trying to increase the stretch. I believe in load under stretch builds more muscle. So I'm trying to create a lot of tension with the stretch, not overly stretching to the point of vulnerability and injury, but just here, allowing the muscle to stretch and get a little burn and then squeezing through it. Just a quick, you guys see it, it's like 1 second of stretch and then, like I said, not too far back because you don't want to put your shoulder and chest insertion in a vulnerable place, but you do want to get a little stretch. All right, guys, that's chest day. 4 exercises, usually standard, 3 to 4 sets per exercise, and crazy pump. I feel good, lots of energy. I haven't overtrained, I haven't done too much to the point where I feel dead. but I did enough to the point where I definitely feel taxed. That's what your workouts have to be. We're not in here trying to destroy the body. It's easy to do that. I could just do set after set after set until I'm worn the fuck out and be like, all right, I did it. That's not how you grow muscle. You have to kill it and crush it, but there should always be a little bit left so your body can recover. If you're sore for like 5, 6, 7 days, it's too much. You want to be sore for like 1 day, 2 days, 3 days max, and then your body should start to be ready again. So that's how you can gauge your workouts. If you're destroyed, if you're worn the fuck out for like 4, 5, 6 days, it's too much. Pull back a little bit. It's not about volume. I could sit here and do 20 sets on just this exercise. That's not the point. The point you're trying to get to is how much can I get out of each set? If I only got 3 sets here, I want to make sure I get the most out of all 3 sets. I don't want to add sets. That's not going to do anything. I want to learn to focus on those 3 sets to get the most out of them.